just by that process. The sound vibration itself acts like medicine. It enters the ears and into the heart, and it changes our direction in life. Would you like that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Then let's try it. What do you think? First, I offer my respectful obeisances to my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and to all of you, as you are Vaishnavas, and therefore you are the most worshipable of all, as you are dear to Lord Krishna. And tonight we have the great fortune of hearing from the Bhagavad Gita. And why is this great fortune? Because Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in any way that one comes in contact with Krishna, one becomes purified. And this is the goal of human life. The Shastras say, Sarvapadi vinirmuktan tatpratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchate. And that is, bhakti is called the process through which one purifies one's senses and comes to serve the master of the senses. This is true happiness in life. And this can be attained by touching Krishna. But there are many ways to touch Krishna. If one is touched by Krishna, then one's physical body is transformed into a spiritual body. We can literally touch Krishna in various ways. One of the ways that we can touch him is through worshiping the deity, because there's no difference between Krishna and his transcendental form, especially when that form is worshipped according to the process that is authorized by Krishna himself. God is all-powerful, therefore he reserves the right to reveal himself to his parts and parcels. And he does so in his own way. One of the ways he does it is through the Archana Padati, or his daily worship in the form of, that is, he instructs us how to worship him daily through worshiping his form, attending the form of Krishna. And another way that we touch Krishna is through his holy name. When we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we're coming directly in contact with Krishna, because there's absolutely no difference between Krishna and his name. The same experience that Prahlad Maharaj had when Lord Nrsingadev placed his lotus hand on Prahlad's head, and the same experience that Dhruva Maharaj had when the Lord touched Dhruva on the head with his transcendental conch shell, is experienced by those who chant the holy names of the Lord without offense. And even when one doesn't chant without offense, in other words, one chants but one's still in an offensive stage, the benefit of chanting is still palpable, especially when one's trying to give up offenses, even though one's still offensive. Also, by hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, we come directly in contact with Krishna, because, as the Bhagavatam itself claims, Krishne swadhamo bhagate dharmaganadi bisaha kalo anascha drishamesha purar narko donoditaha. That just after Lord Krishna, who personally appears in this world in order to give us a pathway back to Godhead, in other words, when he comes to this world, he makes a channel. It's a channel through which we can leave this world and enter into the spiritual world. That's why Krishna says, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvata tyakva deham punarjanma naiti ma mete soarjuna. That if one can understand the nature of Krishna's appearance, that he's transcendental to the material nature, he's an avatara. So this word avatara means someone who travels from upward to downward. And Krishna does that in order to create a channel through which we can leave the lower energy and enter into the higher energy. And if one simply tries to approach Krishna when he comes here, and we apply the process that he leaves behind, then Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Daivihi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. We can taranti, or cross beyond the lower region of the material world, the material condition that we've become accustomed to, and we can enter into the higher spiritual energy by approaching him. Prapadyante means often to surrender to, but it also means to approach. Prapadyante. Padya means to step. Prapadyante means to step forward towards, to move towards Krishna. So when we move towards him, then very easily we can cross beyond the material world. I'm naming several ways in which, and these are ways we're very much used to or accustomed to in our daily life in the practice of bhakti, that we can touch Krishna. And we can also realize that he's created a channel for us to leave the material world and enter into the spiritual world. This is mentioned by the Goswamis. Iha yasya harer dasye karmana manasa gira nikila apya vastastu jivan mukta suuchite. That even as we're living in this world, we can enter into the spiritual world. Before we've even left the material body, we can have this experience. Sometimes people are granted a temporary visa. Preliminarily, everyone's smiling. I guess you're familiar with these things. You get a visa. And although you may not be fully a part of the country yet that you've entered into, it's the preliminary process. And you're there. Later on, as it becomes secured, one may get a green card and then a citizenship. So in a similar way, by stages, we enter into the spiritual world. Even as we're living in this world, iha means this world, in this body. Iha yasyad harer dasye kamana manasa gira. Whoever's making garlands here is really doing a good job. And by the process, the processes that I just described, using one's senses, one's speech, iha yasya harada, karmana, one's activity, you can use your work, karmana, manasa, your mind, engage your mind in thinking, manasa, gira, your words. Then one can actually attain this preliminary visa, enter into the spiritual world, even as we're living in this body. We start to develop our connection, our citizenship in the spiritual world. So the process of bhakti is especially potent in this way because it is the best way in which to approach Krishna and to be directly in contact with him. And even for the neophyte, for the beginner, the experience is palpable. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janaya Yashuvairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahaitukam. Krishna says in the Srimad Bhagavatam that even as you begin bhakti and perform the direct processes through which you can touch Krishna directly, you'll experience for yourself the concomitant results, which are knowledge and detachment. And similarly, the Srimad Bhagavatam further describes Bhakti Paryushanu Bhavu Viraktir Anyata Traishatrika Eka Kala. That when one's engaged in the process of approaching Krishna, Prapadya Manasya Yatashnata Tushti Pushti Shuddha Payunagasam, one feels for oneself that one's coming closer to Krishna. Bhakti. One feels this expansion of one's potency, love potency. That is, every living entity has the propensity to love. And when we project that love into the material world, it's as if we're stifling it because, well, let me give you an example from the Japanese language. It's actually borrowed from Chinese because the Japanese live so close to China, they borrowed their language. And they've taken the pictographs, otherwise known as kanjis, that describe various phrases or words or concepts. And one of them in Japanese, komaru, which means trouble, is the picture of a tree in a box. Trees don't like to be in boxes, especially if they're enclosed, because they want to expand. So this means trouble. And in a similar way, when our love is confined to the material world, we love not actually other living entities or God, but what our imaginations tell us that person is. Of course, it changes, and then we fall out of love, and our love becomes frustrated here. However, when we love Krishna, Srila Prabhupada points out in the Nectar of Devotion, it's like shining a beam of light out into the universe. Theoretically, it expands unlimitedly, right? You see the beam of light, it's going like this. And how far can it go? Well, billions of miles. And theoretically, of course, the light's powerful enough, it'll continue to expand outwardly. So when our loving propensity is directed towards Krishna, then it continues to expand, and our happiness expands, because happiness comes from love. It comes from reposing our love in the object of love that can reciprocate and can accept our love properly. So bhakti means that we'll experience that for ourselves. As we give ourselves to the process of bhakti, we'll actually feel more whole. We'll actually feel happy. And then anubhava means we'll directly experience the presence of God within all things. As Krishna says to Brahma in the beginning of the universe, Anvaya vyetarekyabhyam yatsat sarvata sarvada. I'm everywhere, I'm within everything, and you should search me out in all times, in all places, in all circumstances. And for the bhakti yogi, even the neophyte who begins the process of bhakti, he or she experiences the presence of Krishna within everything, experiences Krishna's mercy, and sees how Krishna is directing from within. Tarejati tannaijati tadure tadvantike tarantarasya sarvasya, which means that the Lord is far away, but He's very near as well. He is within everything, and yet He's outside of everything. And this is something that's directly experienced by the person who's engaged in bhakti. And then virakti anyatra, that a person is able to discriminate between what is superior and what is inferior. We really do get a sense for this because of a higher taste, which comes from approaching Krishna. One who experiences a higher taste, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Vishaya vinivartante nirahara siddhina rasavarjam rasopyasya param drishva nivartate. In essence, he's saying here that if you withhold your senses, for instance, through fasting, this is a well-known technique for monks, that in order to keep their senses from being overly active in the world, they'll fast. And if you fast, then you basically, after a while, you don't feel like doing anything, because your senses become inert. And then, of course, they get reinvigorated later when you start to eat again. Nonetheless, even when you're fasting, although your senses may at that time be restrained, Krishna says, rasavarjam rasopyasya. There's something that remains, even though you've restrained them from their sense objects. Rasavarjam, and that is rasopyasya. The taste for the sense objects is still there. It's within the senses. There's a repository of taste within the senses. So it can come out at any time, even though you're restraining them. But he says, when you experience something higher, then you're no longer interested in the lower taste. This is the true test that one's making spiritual advancement. And you can see this for yourself. This is mentioned also in the progressive stages listed by Sutta Goswami at the beginning of the Bhagavatam, when he says, Tada rajas tamo bhava kamalubhadayaschaye chetayeter anavidam stitam sattve prasidati. You'll be able to see for yourself at that time, tada. Rajastamo bhava, the lower modes of material nature, will lose their grip on you. They'll ebb away from your senses. And what will be left is your strong impetus to be in contact with Krishna. So this, bhakti parishanu bhava virakti anyata traisa trika eka kala, means that these three things I just named, which are a sense of love for Krishna, seeing Krishna directly for yourself within everything, and also being detached, becoming more and more detached from those things that are not in connection with Krishna. They no longer have an interest. You no longer have an interest in them. These three things happen, trika eka kala. They happen all the same simultaneously. They happen by performing the process of bhakti. And then, of course, he gives the example that is well known that just in the same way as when you're hungry and you eat food, you become nourished, satisfied, and your hunger goes away. In the same way that it's intuitive, you know for yourself that these things are happening when you eat. That'll happen when you do bhakti also. So the process of direct bhakti yoga is applicable for everybody in all times, in all places, in all circumstances, and is the most highly recommended method for advancing in devotionals, for advancing in spiritual life, to perform bhakti. Now let's chant for a little bit, because we just came in from various places like Google. I see the Google mark. And we came from Google, Intel, Cisco. Where? Visa. Really? And Google? You were at Google today too. And from the high school, right? There's a lot going on out there, so it's good to come in and chant for a while. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. All together. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribo. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Haribo. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're looking at the verse in the second chapter of the Gita, number 62, that begins, Dhyayato Vishayan Pungsa